So obviously, which you could tell by the title of this video, I have officially joined the Peace Corps. I will be serving in Cameroon, which is in Central Africa. It's just below Nigeria along the western coast. I've decided to join the Peace Corps for quite a few different reasons, like many different reasons. But before I get into them, I want to talk a little bit about how I knew about the Peace Corps growing up. So I was about, I want to say around 10, maybe 12 years old when I went into the Peace Corps office in DC for the first time. We went there actually to see the national quilt. I don't really know. My mom was specifically trying to see this quilt that she's been chasing around forever. And so we went in there to see the quilt. They had different pieces of the quilt in there. And I'm walking through the halls and I'm seeing all these beautiful photos of people in various different places. And on the write-ups next to the photos, they had information about the different projects that these people were doing, and I thought it was the most incredible thing I had ever seen. And so after that, I went and looked up the Peace Corps a little bit, and I found out what it was about and what they did, and I thought it was just such an interesting concept. So from there, I kind of, had that in my back pocket for a while. I didn't really do much with it. It wasn't, at that point, I didn't decide, oh, I'm gonna join the Peace Corps when I get older. Like, it wasn't necessarily that. I thought it was interesting. I could see myself doing it, but it wasn't a decision that I had made so early. It was just something that I thought I could consider. I wasn't fully sure if that would be for me, or how that would work into whatever my life plan was at 10 years old. But then in middle school, I found that human rights and activism became really important to me. And it was a discovery that wasn't like, oh, this is cool. It was more like, okay, this is a part of who I am. This is a part of what it means to be me. And it was so, those two aspects, human rights, activism, they were so central to who I was that I just knew. In middle school, I knew that they would be key components of where my life was going and what my career would look like. And so then in high school, I had two professors that actually did Peace Corps. And for me, it was like, yo, like these are people who actually did this, who had positive experiences, who still are connected with people that they met along the way. And it was amazing, because for me, meeting people who actually had those experiences, it was like, okay, this is tangible. Like, this is something that's attainable for me. I can do this because I know people who have done this successfully. 2 years, they made it back, it wasn't anything crazy, but it was a beautiful experience for them. And it was something that I realized then, it was like, okay, that's what I want. Like, that's what I want to do. And I think that will help me propel myself into whatever my future is to look like. And I think another thing that's always been really important too is that throughout my schooling, like kindergarten all the way up through college, like all the schools that I've gone to, service has always been key, like super important driver for our education. And also in my family, like service has just always been big. It's always been the idea that you can't thrive, or it doesn't make sense, you thriving, if you're not giving back to the community, if you're not giving to someone else or bringing someone else along with you. And then, so I'm going in as a community health specialist, as I said before. And yeah, I'm going in as a community health specialist, as I said before. And the health field began to draw my attention quite a few years ago as well. It was just, so much is done to undermine the health of communities. So much is done to undermine the health of just groups of people. And I felt like I have something to offer. I can help to combat that. And so all of this led me to the Peace Corps. Like, honestly, the decision wasn't hard. And I get a lot of questions like, how are you gonna do this? Like, are you not scared? Are you not nervous? And it's like, yeah, of course I'm nervous. But it's just a decision that makes sense for me. It makes sense with my interests. It makes sense with what I want to do. And so I didn't have to sit and mull over it at all. I literally just had to go look at the positions and figure out which one worked for me. A lot of things that I do, especially when I'm making big decisions, I try to do like pros and cons lists and like, you know, let's weigh this out, let's weigh our options, let's check out this option, let's try this. And with the Peace Corps, it was just like, no, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what I wanna do, for a few different reasons. So one is service is super important to me, right? So that's fairly self-explanatory. I really don't know how else to put that other than, you know, I feel like we are all so super connected that if I'm not helping you, then I'm hurting myself. And so with that interconnectivity, it's revealed to me this sense of responsibility for everyone and this idea that you need to care for everyone as if they are yourself, because they are, you know? Another reason why I joined was I really love to travel. Like, traveling is so important to me. I really, really love it. And what's interesting is that a lot of people say, oh, you know, I love traveling, but I hate flying. I love traveling, but like going through airport security is too much. Like, I love all of it. I love the airport. I love going through security. I love like getting on planes. I love the takeoff. I love the landing, wherever the destination is, how far, how wide, like, it doesn't matter. I just love being on the go. Like, you know, some people say I move too much, but that's okay too. You know, I love to just travel a lot. I'm also doing it for Global Health Experience, so that's the specific field in terms of care systems around the world. At least that's where I am right now. I know that I'll be in the global health field. Where exactly after Peace Corps, I don't know. You know, I'm very open to a perspective shift post Peace Corps, but yeah. Another reason is cultural immersion. There's so much that you can't learn or that you won't learn staying in the same place that you've lived in and grown up in your entire life. Like, there's so much out there and knowledge is infinite. And if you just stay where you are, there's so much that you're missing out on. And for me, I want to try to push those boundaries, and, you know, reach for where that knowledge is. What's out there? There's so much, and I want to know what it is. So there's that. And I truly believe that you learn so much from being immersed in another culture, in another place, and understanding the way that other people live, or other lifestyles that are out there. I think can be super enriching. So the fifth reason why I want or am or have joined the Peace Corps is, like I already said, the idea of like mind expansion and learning. I really, really love learning. Now, institutionalized learning has never been for me. I hated going to class. I hated being there. I hated getting up to be there. I hated sitting in desks all day long, being told that I have to walk down the hallway at a certain time and be in class at a certain time, and I had to learn a certain way. Like, I did not like that at all. So institutionalized learning was never something that I enjoyed, but learning itself and the idea of gaining knowledge has always been a love of mine. But I don't know, I like to do it on my own terms and not in such a structured way where it doesn't take into account that people are different. But I'm not gonna go into that. But yeah, mind expansion, that's reason number 5. The sixth reason why I decided to go into the Peace Corps is the idea that I want to grow. Like I want to become a better version of myself. I'm always striving to be a better, that would be language. So Cameroon, the part that I'll be in is the Francophone part of the country. So I'll be working on learning French, and then bettering my human interaction. So I'm just like really, I'm like awkward when it comes to meeting people and to interacting with people and getting to know people and making friends. Like all that stuff is kind of weird to me. Like it makes me uncomfortable and kind of nervous. And so I'm hoping that that's something that I'll be working on as well, in terms of growth, in terms of personal growth. But yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, there's something so beautiful about pushing my boundaries. There's something so beautiful about being open. Like right now I'm so open, like I'm just open, and what better time than this to venture outside of my comfort zone and force myself to be uncomfortable, you know, force myself to grow in that way. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. 6 reasons why I decided to go into the Peace Corps. Yeah, I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I don't think so. I think that's pretty much it. I'm really excited. I'm gonna be making videos, more videos before I leave. I don't leave until September, but I'll be making more videos about preparation for Peace Corps, packing, things like that. And then I'll be doing videos while I'm there. I try to set expectations for huge life changes. I just put out into the universe what it is that I want and trust that things will be the way that they're supposed to be. So I'm excited. It's going to be beautiful because of that. It's going to be beautiful. This video is already way too long, so I'm gonna cut it here and I will see you in my next video. Thank you guys for watching.